Welcome to DC.
Thank you. I wanted to find a name for a show that was the most volatile, provocative, incendiary name. Like, what would make the right wing just kind of go crazy?
She talks about everything.
She's real. She puts it out there and she tells it like it is.
Assassin, it's like the most hardcore thing you could say in a day and age where people are really frustrated politically, people are really angry about what's going on.
Even people who don't want to hear her still listen because she's so damn funny.
People feel powerless, and usually that's when somebody wants to hire an assassin.
She's such an assassin! We love you, Margaret! Hi, Margaret. Thank you so much for having your show on my 21st birthday. I'm so excited to be here.
We're two white little straight girls, and she's incredible. We're in awe of her.
I don't acknowledge the difference between us.
Margaret, I love you so much. You're so dang college. So gay.
This is Mommy. Are you gay? If you don't pick up the phone, that means you're gay.
The hesitation, a weird sensitivity that people have towards culture, and they don't want to say the wrong thing, they don't want to offend people, but because I am like the member of so many different minorities, it sort of gives me carte blanche.
She speaks her mind, she stands up for all the little people, and I don't know, she's great. She's so crude, I love it.
Because I'm a woman, because I'm Asian American, because I'm like, you know, so entrenched in the gay culture in so many different ways.
She's funny and inspirational at the same time, which is hard to put in one person.
That sort of gives me a lot of freedom to move about.
There's nothing she won't
Exactly. She will say anything and doesn't care, like, you know, who likes it or who doesn't. And it's just awesome to, like, know somebody like that.
To comment on things and not worry so much about any kind of repercussions, like, oh, you're not supposed to say that because you're not one of us. But I am, you know, because I'm always going to be one of us. We're always going to be one of us. Because I just have, like, that kind of membership in every club.
And now, the one, the only, Margaret Cho!
Bruce Daniels, everybody! Thank you. It's so fantastic to be here, and we've been traveling everywhere. We've just been all over the world, and England is fucking boring. It's where white people begin the whitening process. It's amazing how dull it is. I mean, you listen to the news. I was listening to the news and I couldn't believe it. Landowners on the Isle of Lewis are being forced to sell their property against their will. It's not like American news. American news is like, sister! Somebody's having a flying lesson! Ah! Somebody has a fucking flying lesson. Everything shuts down. Everybody has to be evacuated. Sister! It's like we're at this like level of hysteria where we're just always fucking just freaking out about something, and you know it's the news that does it. The news, you can't even just watch the news because there's always the scroll happening underneath the news also. So it's just keeping you on this fucking level of panic, like, oh, I gotta go outside and turn off the gas, you know, like, it's just shit that you don't need to know. Like they're talking on the news, like, oh, there's a finger in somebody's chili. And then scroll going, have you ever found a finger in your chili? Vote on CNN.com, you know. It's always fucking something. The runaway bride! Bitch, don't get married. Just say, I don't. You don't have to, like, pretend you got kidnapped. You don't have to cut off your hair, throw your sweats all over the place, get on a bus to Albuquerque for no reason, tell everybody you got abducted by a Hispanic man. See, this is why they need to outlaw straight people getting married. It's just like crazy. At least it was some reprieve from the fucking Pope, which I had had enough of the Pope, all right? The Pope who really held on. He really held on. He wasn't going anywhere. He just fucking hanging on. Like, and the press could not wait for him to die. They're just like waiting outside that whole Saturday when he died. But he wouldn't die all day. They're just fucking waiting like, he's not dead yet. But he might be when we come back from this commercial. But the Pope, who was so sick that he couldn't even come to the window. Like, he was so sick, all he could do was manage a blah. But even that blah was anti-gay. You know, like... The Pope talked so much shit. The Pope was castigating the media for making gays look normal. Yeah, you a real good judge. A normal. With your gold dress. And your matching gold hat. Living up in the Vatican with 500 men. Surrounded by the finest antiques in the world. Queen, please. You live like Versace did. So now they found a new pope. I don't know how they do that. They get all the cardinals together and they play Vatican Idol. They look around to see who has the most liver spots. Oh, that guy. And that guy goes on and he puts on a dress to judge people. Being Pope is a lot like being a drag queen. It's just like this whole weird focus on religion is just making me crazy. Like all that shit about fucking Terry Schiavo. Like every time I see Terry Schiavo on television, I would just be upset because I would think this is a private family matter, and I have no right to intrude on this. You know, this is none of my business. And all I can say is, if that was me, oh, you better kill me. Or I will find a way to kill you. I will stare at you with my one good eye. Until you kill yourself. And it was making me so sick, all these right-to-lifers going on and on about the sanctity of life when they could give a shit about the fact that there have been soldiers in Iraq for 2 years with no exit strategy. But I suppose all of this news, this barrage of information is all there to distract us from the fact that George Bush is actually president. I was watching the election on television, and it was great to see states go either red or blue. I thought, well, that's convenient. Now we have a color-coded map to where all the stupid people are. A lot of people wanted to be depressed that George Bush won, but we don't know what kind of president John Kerry would have been. We don't know if he would have been good. We have no idea, but we know that George Bush is going to fuck it up. We are totally prepared. I met John Kerry at the very beginning of his campaign, and talking to him is like talking to an ant. You know, the tree people from Lord of the Rings. I believe all Americans should have affordable health care. So many people really hate George Bush. Like, I just think he's just fucked. Like, he's so fucked. I want to send him poppers and Crisco. He is by far the most embarrassing president in history. He never fails to embarrass. Like, after the tsunami, he didn't really help the victims out very much because, well, why should he? They don't have oil. All they have is batik. And he don't look cute in a sarong. So he put together the Tsunami Task Relief Force, headed by Jeb Bush, which is like sending Danny Minogue. That's his thing. He picks bad people, appoints bad people, like these fucking Supreme Court judges he wants to appoint. They make Clarence Thomas look like Angela Davis. or like the fucking new guy, the whole like John Bolton thing, the John Bolton for ambassador to the UN. Worst guy you could nominate for that job. Everybody fucking hates him. It's like sending Eminem to Grand Marshal the Gay Pride Parade. Picks bad people, like Condoleezza Rice, who I saw speaking at a military base, and she was wearing these shiny, shiny black leather boots and a dominatrix outfit, and it was so dirty.
Oh, George, you've been a very bad president. It was so non-consensual for me to see that. It's not sexy. None of the Bush administration is not sexy people. None of them. Not even Laura Bush, who I think Laura Bush is pretty, but you know her pussy tastes like Lysol. Do you see why I was disinvited to the Democratic National Convention? Because I'm dangerous. I speak the truth. I know there are a lot of men in here who have no idea what pussy tastes like. I'm glad I never had none. Girl, never had, never will, okay? Girl, I'm allergic. If I even have a little itty bitty tiny bitty piece of pussy, my throat will swell up. Oh, girl, I could die. See, I got my bracelet. I don't want to give the impression that pussy has a pine aftertaste. Well, it's better than Barbara Bush. That's just straight up mothballs. That's a mouthful of Bengay. That's what that is. My whole face is numb. I can't. I'm probably going to get shot. So enjoy it while you can. I'm just so angry and frustrated at Americans because so many people turned out to vote for George Bush just so they could be sure gay people would not get married. That they hated the idea of gay marriage so much, they would rather have Bush for president than anything else. I mean, it's just insane to me. And it's the Christian groups, you know, these Christian family groups who are out of control. They have really, these Christian groups, they have lost their minds. Even Satanists are saying, wow, you guys are being really mean. But these Christian groups, they're always up to some kind of bullshit. You know, they're either trying to sneak Terry Schiavo a Happy Meal. Or going off about, SpongeBob is gay! SpongeBob is a sponge. Obviously transsexual.
You're so busy all the time. I'm like, shouldn't you be preparing for the rapture? Aren't you supposed to be leaving soon? They have no right to call themselves Christians because they have no Christianity to them. They have no kindness. They have no compassion, no charity. I want Jesus to come back and say, that's not what I meant. They need to read the scripture where it says in Matthew chapter 4, verse 17, it says, shut the fuck up. That's King James Version. By the way. But we wonder, well, why do Republicans hate gay marriage? Because they certainly don't hate gay prostitutes. And it's not that Republicans hate gay marriage. It's that Republicans know that there's a huge group of people that they could get to vote Republican if they pander to their homophobia and their hatred and their ignorance. So that's what they do. They get really friendly with these people, these Bible-thumping, cousin-humping, monster truck enthusiasts. And they get them all riled up. They send them into a mullet fantasia. About how gays are going to get married and move into their neighborhoods, as if we would ever live in a trailer park. We have communities like Ray County, Tennessee, where the town council tried to get rid of all of the gay people in the county. Like, how do you do that? What are you going to tent the county and play Reba McEntire at ear-splitting levels? Don't play Shania, that'll attract them. How do you get rid of all the gays? Well, first of all, you're going to have to close your Abercrombie and Fitch. You could forget about Pottery Barn. They won't even send a catalog to your house. All you're going to have left is Michael's. I hope you enjoy crafts. With no more gays up in here, everybody's roots will get longer and longer and longer and longer. No one will know how to do sign language because all the lesbians be gone. All the PE classes be canceled. Mary Cheney is Dick Cheney's daughter. Mary Cheney is a lesbian, and she'd been kind of out and about in the community a little bit, at least until the whole gay marriage thing came up, and then she virtually disappeared. And John Kerry actually brought her up during the debates. He said, Mary Cheney, a lesbian, and Dick Cheney got all upset. Like, how could you say that about somebody's child? Say what? He called her a lesbian. He didn't call her the rug doctor. how's that saltwater dyke daughter yours? Apparently, Mary Cheney was at the Republican National Convention and not allowed to take the stage with the rest of the Cheney family. They had her in some undisclosed location where Secret Service were attempting to teach her how to suck cock. Here comes the plane, Mary. Ah. Do it for America. The nation is so polarized. I think I've never seen people so angry at each other. It's just a huge fight between left and right. And I went and I did a show the last minute. I didn't know who I was performing for, and they didn't know who they were getting. It was the worst blind date ever. When I went to go perform for a convention of Republican hotel owners, and it was a party being thrown by George Bush's best friend, which it was terrible. They were so mad at me, so mad. And I was talking about the Iraqi prison scandal, which had just broken out, and I was saying conservatives didn't want photographs of the naked Iraqi prisoners leaked out to the media, because if Americans got one look at that monster Iraqi cock, we would all convert to Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Well, I would definitely give up pork for that. So they were so mad at me, and they were telling me to get off the stage, and I wouldn't. Because if you don't like me, I'm going to make you hate me. So I wouldn't get off the stage, and then so they just turned off the microphone. So it just looked like this. And I wouldn't get off the stage, and so then they just sent the band on stage to start playing Sweet Home Alabama, as if the Southern rock would drive me away. And I felt insulted because I love Lynyrd Skynyrd. And I got to tell Lynyrd Skynyrd, and they told me that was great, and they sent me a T-shirt, so that was good. But things are bad, you know? It's like, you know, things are bad when you're reminiscing about how great a president Ronald Reagan was. I couldn't believe it when I found out that he had died, because I thought he was dead already. He died again? Then they would not bury him. They dragged him everywhere. It was Weekend at Bernie's. They propped him up, put him in a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses, dragged him from Washington to Simi Valley. I said, put him in the ground. He died 2 times. But Bush
Bush is worse than Reagan. Bush is so anti-woman, which is so upsetting. And the last time I was here, it was for the big March for Women's Lives. And there were thousands and thousands and thousands of women here. And just these demonstrations all day long, every day, like starting on Friday, just going on till Sunday. I was worried that they were going to shoot their wad. I forgot that women can protest multiple times. And it's because George Bush is such a pro-lifer. And it's so scary to think about that, he's determined to wipe out, reverse Roe v. Wade, and he blocked the availability of morning after pills over the counter, stating that it would promote promiscuity. So? I never had any access to morning after pills, and that did not stop me from fucking my way through the USA like I was Lewis and Clark. And if the issue is promiscuity, then why is Viagra everywhere? Doesn't it make more sense to leave the bullets out of the gun than to just try to avoid being shot? Especially when the gun is an old musket. That you gotta pour gunpowder in and tamp it down. You gotta be real careful because it just might go off accidentally. Right in your face. I mean, what kind of priorities do we have in science, where we have Viagra? I mean, well, we could find a cure for AIDS or for cancer. No, we need more hard-ons. What did guys do before Viagra? Oh, before Viagra, well, I had to use a splint. I did. I used a shoelace to wind it around there. Yeah, that was during the Great Depression, so that shoelace was going right back in your shoe when you were done with it. Thank God somebody invented a cock ring. Oh, that was great. I think that was Eli Whitney. Everybody remembers the cotton gin, but the cock ring, that was his finest hour. I want morning after pills more than over the counter. I want morning after pills with my check at dinner. I want morning after pills on my hotel pillow when I go to bed at night. But George Bush has such little respect for women, he believes if we have more choices in reproductive health, that it will set off a fuck wave, and women will be out in the street humping fire hydrants. Half of the workforce will be lost because we'll all be generating a huge pussy cyclone that... Just spotted off the coast of Florida. It's Hurricane Poontang. It's so infuriating when the government creates laws in order to restrict women's sexuality. And this happens all over the world. Like in Afghanistan, the Taliban would make women wear burqas where they're covered from head to toe, essentially because they're afraid of this You know, you don't have to be a woman to be a feminist. You should just fucking be a feminist. Really. And if you're not a feminist, you should kill yourself. Because, like, where did you come from? Did you grow out of the ground? We're all here because of women, you know. I mean, that's enough to be a feminist. And it's weird when women aren't feminists. Like Ann Coulter. I don't get that. Like, yeah, I'm such a feminist, and then I see her, and I'm like, oh, that's why women shouldn't work. But I've been working a lot, working very hard lately. I finished a movie, Bruce was saying, it's called Bam Bam and Celeste. I wrote it and I produced it, and I had to make the whole thing myself because I can't do kung fu. I'm no Zhang Ziyi. You know that actress?
My name is Zhang Ziyi.
She's that actress. She's in House of Flying Daggers, and she's such a badass because she's got that big old sword. But she's so cute, like that bitch ain't gonna cut me. Because she just looks like she needs directions.
Do you know how to use Map Quiz?
So there's this weird situation happening in Wisconsin where there's this Laotian man who was wandering around in this hunter's territory, and the hunters got mad and told him to get out, and the Laotian man started fighting with them, and then they were arguing, and the Laotian man just shot all the hunters. And it was like this weird situation, and so the Laotian community there is under a lot of fire, like just because of what happened, and it's weird. And so people are calling me and emailing me from there going, Margaret, do something! What am I supposed to do? Oh, so you shine a Chinese restaurant menu up in the sky. And I'm supposed to swoop on down. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, Chinky. What do I do when I get there? Laundry? A bamboo dance, perhaps? It's such a weird thing. Like, I know that there are nuclear weapons in North Korea, but now people are asking me, well, what's going on? Like my uncle's making them. Yeah, I'll just call him up. Oh no, I have a weapon of mass destruction right here. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many do you need? No, I can make for you. I have 1, 2, 3. You want pick up or deliver? And I find that I'm actively avoiding learning more about North Korea because I feel like if I become the expert on it, then suddenly I'll become the disembodied voice that you hear on CNN over the map of the country, like, situation very dire, we're very concerned about demilitarization. You know, like sometimes I am very at odds with my own ethnic identity, and I don't know why. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, when I was in high school, the Asian kids would try to give me flyers to join the Asian Student Union, and I wouldn't take them. I'd be like, I'm Asian enough.
Why'd you have to print it on yellow paper? Got you guys! And it's dumb for me to be that way. It's a really self-hating action. But the thing is, I think I don't want to do what's expected of me. I don't want to do the obvious thing. And I think this happens to everybody. Like I go to Provincetown every year to have vacation, and you know it's very gay there. Very gay. You know you're in a gay neighborhood when you walk by a doorway and you hear, "If you believe in life after love." It's fucking gay there. And so I was there, and I brought my friend, and he's really gay, and I'm there, and I make every gay man infinitely more gay just by my presence. I am the Nelly maker. I am the fag whisperer. So it was so gay that my friend just freaked out and had sex with a woman. Like, I gotta eat some snacks. Then he was just following me around like, do you have any gum or mints or anything? But it was amazing to be in Provincetown last year where a lot of gay and lesbian couples were getting married and openly defying President Bush's attempt at the federal marriage amendment. We don't need an amendment to protect marriage. We need an amendment to protect us from him. When I argue with conservatives about gay marriage, they just say to me, well, all you care about is the gay agenda. What is the gay agenda? Is it assless wedding gowns? They really justify their homophobia by saying being gay is a choice. And it's not. Being gay is not a choice. Because you see people sometimes and you go, oh, clearly. You had no say in the decision-making process whatsoever, did you? The way some of these politicians talk about homosexuality is very insulting. They treat it like it's a disease, like being gay is contagious. Being gay is not contagious. And if you think that it is, you're gay. I mean, really, it's not a cold. I don't know what happened. I was fine. And then I woke up with this cock in my throat. I took a lot of echinacea. But I can't get rid of these balls. If you're against same-sex marriage, but you laugh your ass off to Will and Grace, fuck you. You are a hypocrite, and you are not allowed to pick and choose what you like from our culture and leave behind the burden of inequality. That is just like the 50s when white people stole rock and roll from black people.
I love that song, but please don't use that drinking fountain.
I would love to see some really inspired activism around gay marriage. I think we should really hit them where they live. Let's make all the wedding planners go on strike. If I can't get married, you can't get married. Go ahead, try to do your own makeup. Oh, boo-hoo. Who need a floral arrangement now? Can't fuck with gay people. Cannot fuck with lesbians, especially. Don't try. It's like, you ever work in the service industry, if you're like waiter or waitress, you know you can never like mistreat a lesbian because they will talk to the manager. I will not be spoken to in this manner. This is highly inappropriate. I need to speak to your manager right now. And gay men will do the same thing, but then, you know, they get distracted by dick. Yes, I'm going to speak to your superior. What's your name? Okay, I'm going to remember that name. And I know gay men pretty well. I went on a gay cruise. 3,000 gay men on a ship, and everybody gotta be Kate Winslet. I brought Bruce, and I brought my new gay friend, Austin. Now, don't mix your old gay with your new gay. They're like Siamese fighting fish. I should have placed my new gay, Austin, in a bag and slowly lowered him onto the ship. So that he could acclimate to all the bitchiness. Because where there's gay men, there's bitchiness. They even had a reading room on the ship. A reading room. I was convinced there was a drag queen in there teaching people how to read. Girl, you got to know how to read. Sometimes you need to read people. You know, when you read somebody, what you are doing is you slowly chip away at their self-esteem. But you do so in such a subtle manner, they have no idea what is happening to them. They are simply overwhelmed by a sense of dread. I'm going to give you a guide on how you read somebody. First, do a quick scan of that person. Try to figure out what is fucked up about them. Everybody has one thing. And if they happen to be perfect, go for their intellect. Beautiful people are always scared they might be stupid. Now, say this person has close-set eyes. Don't beat them over the head with it. Just start by asking questions. Such as, do you have to have your glasses specially made? When you go to LensCrafters, does it take you less than half an hour? Oh, girl, you should get a monocle. That would be cute. Normally, something like this is so fun for me, but I didn't really want to go on the cruise. I had a lot of reasons to want to stay close to home last year. My mother had a heart attack, and she's doing much better now. She's making a full recovery and really feels great, but... It was really scary when it was happening. And my mother's very new age. She astral projects. I like to leave my body. I started to do astral project in 1972. No, because I have a very special workshop with Leonard Nimoy. And I like to leave my body, and I fly everywhere. I go all over, everywhere, and then I hover over your house. They're so messy. How can you live that way? You have to clean out sometime. I cannot believe it. Just a little bit every day. Then, all clean, you know. And Mommy, I like to travel at altitude of 33,000 feet. You know, that's my comfortable cruising altitude. But this particular day, I cannot even reach 8,000 feet. So I think something is very wrong. So I go back to my body very quickly, and I dialed 911. So in the ambulance, my mother is making out a very detailed treasure map for me to where all of the jewelry is in the house, because my mother grew up during the Korean War, so she can hide shit. Go to the guest bedroom. On the guest bed, there's a big comforter, many kit patches, a picture of kit, you know, and there's stairs. Look to the top left-hand corner of a comforter. There's 4 stairs. Go look 4 stairs going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th stair, there's a pocket. Open the pocket carefully as not to detonate the bomb hidden underneath bed. If you are still alive, you will find a key inside of a pocket. Hold the key in your right hand and walk backward. Just walk backward, and then you hit the cabinet. Cabinet is locked. The key in your hand will open a lock on the cabinet. And if you open cabinet, inside of cabinet will be further instruction. I wanted to stay home and take care of my mom, and I wanted to, stay off the road and stuff, and she wouldn't have it. You cannot cancel show. If you cancel show, mommy gonna die. You have to think about our career. Our career? It's like Gypsy all of a sudden. But I went home and I was really depressed, and I got a gift from Jeff Stryker. Just turned my frown upside down. And I don't know if you know who Jeff Stryker. Wait, fuck it. If you're here, you fucking know who Jeff Stryker is. But if for some reason you don't know, Jeff Stryker is a gay male porn star, and he is the greatest. I love him. I can't help it. I have a dick tooth. And so do you. But Jeff Stryker sent me a gift. He sent me the Jeff Stryker action figure, which is so cute, kind of like a special edition Barbie. But it's Jeff Stryker, and I collect Jeff Stryker memorabilia. I have the first product that he ever put out on the market. I have the Jeff Stryker dildo, which I purchased, even though, frankly, I don't have the square footage. But I'm not a quitter. I had to rearrange some shit. I mean, I had to use bungee cords and stuff, but you know. Now, the interesting feature of the Jeff Stryker dildo is that it has a suction cup at the base so that you can attach it to any lint-free surface. If you want to, you know, put it in your car or something. But I found that it really gained purchase on the refrigerator door. But the problem with that is that the door would keep opening and closing. So the light would go on and off, on and off. Not good if you're an epileptic. Jeff Stryker is a star. I don't know who the stars are nowadays. There are so many with reality television shows and all that. I don't know who any of them are, although I do think that William Hung is cute. I just hope he doesn't make everyone think all Asians have Down syndrome. We have other diseases and shit. The one reality show that I'm looking forward to seeing is the Martha Stewart show, who is out of jail. Martha out. Why did she go to jail in the first place? Like, I don't understand. Like, she didn't do that much. Like, the guys from Enron, they should go to jail. They're fucking thugs. But Martha, like, I don't know. She got to wear a cuff on her ankle like she's fucking Suge Knight. Like, I don't think she did anything that bad. The worst thing that should have happened to her is she should have been forced to furnish her house with all her own products. You made your bed with 50% cotton, 50% polyester sheets. Now lie in it. I think what it is about Martha Stewart is that America does not appreciate it when women are incredibly successful and not nice about it. So, Martha Stewart went to jail for being a bitch. I'm glad I wasn't on trial because I would be serving consecutive life sentences. I would be hanging up on the governor from death row. I told you not to call me here. I'm against the death penalty, and you'll find a lot of conservatives are for the death penalty and against abortion, which proves they like to procrastinate. the death penalty is wrong. And I do a lot of work trying to help people. I write to governors for stays of execution. And I had to write the other day, so embarrassing. I had to write, Dear Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. He really is governor of California. He really is. We didn't get punked. You know what he said the other day? He said, we need to block our borders and keep the foreigners out. Where the fuck are you from? And that motherfucker be orange. He is in some kind of Band de Soleil, web of despair. I am not against people of color, but that's a fucked up color. I think that him and Donatella Versace, they're gonna start a whole new race of Oompa Loompa. Arnold Schwarzenegger shortened the stay for animal shelter dogs and cats from 6 days to 3 days. Isn't that horrible? The kitty will die for 3 days. The kitty will be exterminated after 72 hours. Hasta la vista, kitty. Fortunately, animal activists forced him to change his mind. The kitty will live, I'm sorry. Because animal activists will fuck you up. Do not fuck with them. Do not fuck with animal activists. Just don't do it. And especially, do not fuck with vegans. Do not look vegans in the eye. If you get in an argument with a vegan, say, I'm wrong, and run away as fast as you can. Don't fuck with vegans. They will fuck you up because they're hungry. Do not fuck with Bjork. Bjork will beat your ass.
I thought I could organize with them. Scandinavian army.
I saw Bjork beat this woman's ass one time in this videotape. She was at the Bangkok airport and she was pushing her luggage cart and this woman came up and touched her like this and Bjork just went and it was so scary because you didn't expect it at all because Bjork is so cute.
If you ever get close to human, I'll kill and behave.
That is so fucking scary. Then Bjork called the woman that she attacked afterwards to apologize.
I'm very sorry. I tried to pull your eyes out of your head. Somebody must have fed me after midnight.
But Bjork wore the best dress ever to the Oscars, ever. She wore a swan, and I'm not talking about a dress with white feathers on it. Oh, no. She rocked the whole bird. The beak was up here and shit. And she accessorized it with an egg. What else you gonna wear with your bird? And all of the fashion magazines said she was the worst dressed. But when they say that you're the worst, that really means you're the best. Because those fashion magazines, they have no imagination. They don't fucking know shit. Fashion is so boring. It could be great, but it's not, you know? Like, on the Oscars, all the actresses wear the same dress. Like, this year, they all wore the strapless gown that's cut off here so you could just see this bone. Because they're all fucking so anorexic. Look at this bone. Look at this bone. I'm totally emaciated. Look at this bone. Look at this bone. I'm almost dead. Look at this bone. There are no great divas anymore. The last true diva was Cher. And one time, Cher came to the Oscars wearing this dress with feathers shooting out the back. She just looked like a turkey. She was having a Bob Mackie Thanksgiving. And that's a fucking diva. Like, if you could walk on the red carpet and pull off poultry. And I saw her and I vowed to myself, if I ever go to one of these award shows, I'm going to wear some kind of a bird. So I went to the Grammys last year and I had a dress made out of peacock feathers. And I didn't win a Grammy, but I was named worst dressed. And that's impressive, because if you get a Grammy, you had to just beat out, like, what, 3 or 4 people? But if you're worst dressed, you beat 15,000 people. I beat Mary J. Blige. I beat Lil' Kim. And I knew it was good because when I walked on the red carpet, I could hear all of the gay men gasp, like, oh! Queens' heads were exploding. Girl! Oh no, she didn't! Girl! In the gay male vernacular, the word girl does not just mean young woman. It has many meanings. It's like aloha. Or shalom. It can mean hello. Girl! It can mean goodbye. Girl! It can mean something really positive, like, you look so fantastic, my head is exploding, like, girl! It can mean something kind of negative, like, your rhinoplasty did not go well, did it? Oh, no, it did not. Oh, girl. So last year at the Grammys, they asked Janet Jackson not to appear because of the whole Super Bowl scandal, the wardrobe malfunction. But, I mean, really, it's like, she made the Super Bowl exciting. It was so boring this year because nobody cares about Paul McCartney's titties. like, why did she get in trouble? Is it out of respect for women? America has no respect for women. We have restaurants devoted to titties. Hooters, where you could get titties with ranch dressing and celery sticks. Censorship is a big problem. And, you know, Howard Stern got in all this trouble for making fun of George Bush. And so I went on the Howard Stern show to defend him. And I don't know too much about shock jocks. Like, I don't understand the appeal of strippers on the radio. Do titties make a high-pitched sound that only straight men and dogs can hear? So I went on a show and, you know, we're trying to find common ground. So we started talking about strap-on dildos. And he wanted to know about my experiences using them on girls. And I've used strap-on dildos, but I've only used them on straight guys. And he didn't want to talk to me after that. Because straight guys love it in the ass. The way to a man's heart is not through his stomach. But if you're going to do that with your man, you better be sure that he's the one. Because after you introduce him to it, he will never leave you. So you better be sure. Trust me, I have filed enough restraining orders. But I don't understand, why can't Howard Stern make fun of George Bush when Rush Limbaugh is allowed to say things like the Iraqi prison scandal is no worse than what happens in college frat house hazings all across America? That just makes me think that Rush Limbaugh is still high. Rush Limbaugh was doing a lot of drugs, too. He did a lot of drugs. Rush Limbaugh did so many drugs, Courtney Love would say, you know what? I can't. I gotta work tomorrow. But Rush Limbaugh never had to face any of the court stuff that Courtney had to deal with. He never had to worry about any of that. He just got to go back to work. I mean, have drug laws changed a lot recently? Because it wasn't too long ago that they sent Tommy Chong behind bars for selling bongs on the internet. Like, who didn't know Tommy Chong smoked weed? It's on the SAT. People should not be put behind bars for smoking pot. I mean, pot smokers can't commit crime. They can barely get it together to order a pizza. They are no menace to society. I'm not afraid of a gang of red-eyed, cotton-mouthed, paranoid stoners coming to jack me for my Visine and cookie dough. I'm afraid a little bit about how angry people are about politics, and I get in a lot of trouble sometimes. I did a benefit for an organization called MoveOn.org, and that was the week that MoveOn was embroiled in controversy because they had a couple of ads on their site that equated Bush with Hitler. And so I did the benefit, and I said, George Bush is not Hitler. He would be if he applied himself. And for this, I was deluged with hate mail from the right wing. So much hate mail. But none of it was about political discourse. None of it was, Miss Cho, I believe you're being unfair to our administration. None of it was like that at all. It was all, gook, chink, cunt. Go back to your country where you came from, you fat pig. Go back to your country, you fat pig. Go back to your country, you fat dyke, fat dyke, fat dyke. Go back to your country, fat dyke, fat dyke, fat dyke. Jesus saves. Ooh, enchanté. Well, I can't go back to my country because I was born here. I'm already in my country. The only person that has the right to tell you to go back to your country is a Native American. Why do they think fat dyke is an insult? To me, it means I'm gonna eat fried chicken and pussy. That's why I brought wet naps. But since I so wholeheartedly believe in free speech, I took their emails and I posted them on my website. And I included their return email addresses. And a lot of people emailed me from work, so it had all their work information, their home telephone number, and their cell number, and their social security number, and their PIN number, and what kind of ice cream they liked, and all this shit. And I didn't realize this, but there are people out there who really, really like me, and they are pissed off to begin with, and they need half a reason. Oh, I wish somebody would try to fuck with my girl. So in posting these emails, what I had done is I had inadvertently activated Al Qaeda. That is a sleeper cell you do not want to wake up, yo! They started Al Qaeda training camp, where they offered Pilates. And I was getting apology emails flooding in so fast, I couldn't believe it. I'm sorry I called you a chink gook cunt. I didn't mean it. I'm very sorry. You have a right to your opinion, and I'm very, very sorry. Now please make these gay people leave me alone. Hurry! I'm afraid. Oh, hurry, hurry. I think Cirque du Soleil is warming up on my front lawn. Thank you very much, everybody. Good night. Thank you.
Move it.
Never seen her before in my life. She was awesome. She rocks.
This was the first time I was watching. It's great. I loved her so much and made us think. Thanks a lot.
Stay strong.
Hi, Margaret. Thanks for being very thoughtful.
Excellent show.
We enjoyed it both, so.
Loved her. Loved her.
Thank you for a great show. Thank you. I know you. You always come. I wouldn't miss you. I wouldn't miss you. Ever, ever. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
I came after waiting to see you for 6 years. I had a horrible fucking day, a horrible night, and you made it absolutely fabulous.
Bye-bye.